Hey guys, welcome to Wing Pagan. Today, this is a video for people that have seizure disorders and epileptic disorders. You may be saying, what's the difference? Seizure is a seizure. I've done videos before on living with PNES. I looked up this topic all over YouTube and online, and all you get about this fatigue after a seizure is basically about the predictal stage, which is a short stage where you're, like, memory's lost, you don't know where you're at. It's basically the brief period after a seizure. What this video will be talking about is how it feels since I have PNES, which I listed the definitions of epilepsy, PNES, videos of a person having an epileptic seizure, a person having a PNES seizure where you can see the difference. And also I listed a video about a doctor talking about it, but difference between the two. And I listed it in my description. So basically, like I said before in my descriptions, epileptic seizures and PNES seizures. PNES is basically like a PTSD seizure, but again, the epileptic and PTSD seizures mimic each other. With a PTSD seizure, you can have the same exact effects as a person with epilepsy. The only difference is it's non-misfiring in the brain, so it's not as dangerous. I mean, you just treat it as a regular seizure. That's all you can do. And with non-epileptic seizures, you can, if the person hits 5 minutes, don't call 911, because that person does not have epilepsy, which means it's not a misfiring in the brain, which means it's not destroying the cells. So anyhow, let's get to the point. I made a video last night after I had a seizure on what it was like for me being fatigued. I might relabel that video because I don't know what I put it as. But if this reaches people, I hope it does, because not many people talk about this. Me during the day, after having a seizure. Today I was at a festival and I had 2 seizures in a row. Basically total 15 minutes. So I haven't had them that long. But I do have the brief particular stage that we're talking about. But it really hits me. I mean, it's different for everyone. But the seizure will basically take effect on my body the day after. And by effect, I mean my personal thing with it is that the effect of the seizure basically kicks my butt. Right now I can feel I'm sore, I'm stiff, which is normal after any seizure. I mean, basically, again, PNES seizure is just like basically a grand mal seizure. That's why I put grand mal seizures up. So it's like you get that bad throbbing in your bones. Your brain, for me, may be wide awake. Maybe till the nighttime. Say you have one like that in the morning. It probably won't start to affect you to, this is my opinion, what I go through, maybe around nighttime is when it starts kicking in. And when that starts kicking in, a person will have the fatigue, and basically, depending on the person, depending on how long the seizure was, will basically can lose memory of, even with PNES, of sometimes half the day that happened yesterday, sometimes a full day memory. Some people do remember. Some people will lose parts of the day. Very common thing with seizure disorders is memory loss. Short term, which a lot of them talk about, which is predictor stage. But the effects the day after can really take a toll on the body. That's when the body finally realizes, hey, this body just took a hell of a beating. So you're basically gonna want to sleep all day. Now, the worst thing you can do with epilepsy or non-epileptic seizures is to fight staying awake. Because if you fight staying awake, what's going to happen is it's going to throw you in to another seizure. Because your body needs that rest to recover. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, nothing like that. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. And you do have a doctor down there, a video of a doctor. Take the advice of your family doctor or your neurologist, I mean. And, but I'm just saying, again, this is what I suffer from. And I hardly see any videos of this on YouTube or even on the web. So, in common, what I said again, mainly do not fight staying awake during a seizure, after a seizure, because you will throw yourself into another one. It's best to sleep. Now, you can sleep, effective of sleep. I will sleep basically off and on for about 24 hours. And then I finally get my energy back. Depending on how violent the seizure was or how long. And my past seizure being total of 15 minutes, I'm probably going to lose memory of this night. This way it's videotaped. Not sure if that will really happen or not. But if I do, I have this evidence and I wanted to get this video out. To do what you did, I would recommend, if you have a phone and you're worried about losing your memory of what happened during the day, videotape it. It's like a video diary. You can look back and say, hey, this is what happened. Because what's going in the memory loss problem is, like, after a seizure, it can take the toll on your brain, which we know it does. But memory loss related to medication, you may be like, oh, well, I didn't take my mornings. Like, for example, I have mine laid out in a 7-day supply. I would take Tuesday, let's say today's Tuesday, and I take my morning pills. I'll come back and I said, oh, wait a minute, I didn't take them. And I'm looking at Thursday thinking today's Thursday, not Tuesday, and not thinking I took them on Tuesday. And I would take them. So basically a double dose throughout the day, which is really bad to do. I don't know if anyone else has that problem or not. Basically thing to do is set a calendar beside your meds, cross off each day as you go, that way you can be reminded which day it is. That seems to work for me. Well, anyhow, I hope I explained enough to it. I know I went over about PNES related to epilepsy a few times, but this is different. Again, if you have fatigue, don't fight it. If you're worried about, I gotta do this today, I had to exercise. I'm working on losing weight. I've lost 100 pounds so far, but if you're exercising, like for me, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna gain weight. I know I'm probably gonna gain 2 pounds this week. But it's because I was not able to walk. We are talking about at least over the week, I had about 1 seizure every day. So I've missed exercise on like 4 days in a row. So it sucks, but it happens. So if you have something and you're feeling like, oh, I need to get this done, and you really can't really get it done, it's not your fault for that point. There's nothing you can do about it. Just relax, sleep, do what you can. If you go to walk, tell them they can't fire you over a medical condition. But unfortunately, with seizures, they are a liability. So I think that's stupid, but they call it a liability. So anyhow, God is blessed.